This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Sean
Leading
Darcy.
this guy out.
How are you, big guy?
Yeah, going well.
You were just saying off air that it's, you've actually pulled up okay because the first couple of weeks you come back playing,
Yeah,
you cop a few knocks.
especially after surgery. Anything you sort of doing running or jumping wise, your knee blows up, and then you just got to find the balance. And lately the knee hasn't been swelling up, which is a good bonus to have. So
Well
you're starting
done.
to feel like a
Good
footballer
job.
again.
You know why? Because you're young. Wait till you're Sean's age.
right.
You'll be crawling in
man.
here.
Man, I have to have a pillow between my knees. I've got so much
right.
pain going down my ass, really. That's where it's coming from.
What are you doing at
We're
that?
looking forward to.
I'm busy. I had a late night last night. It was a good way to get back on track last week against the Western Bulldogs. Absolutely killed them in the midfield, led by you, no doubt.
Yeah,
Is that how you
No
saw it?
doubt.
the boys played really good footy. We moved the ball really well. I think our clearance work has been pretty good, apart from the Eagles game all year. So the boys have been going really well in there. And then, we were happy about how we moved the ball. It was a little bit shootout-ish in the first half. So, it was a bit slingshot. So we had to look at that about half-time. But after we got our
What do you
defence...
mean by that? Like you just like just kicking and hoping? Is that what?
No, it's more we win or they win. It's
Yeah,
not
okay.
like dirty exits or
Yeah,
things
sure,
like that.
sure.
So that's something that if we're a midfielder, we either want to win the clearance or we want to help our backs by it being really dirty and
Yeah.
not clean.
So it's
ball.
really contested. So
Yeah.
that it's harder for them. Yeah,
The dirty aspect,
the
Nat.
dirty.
That got your ears up. Absolutely. This game against Richmond's going to be interesting because expectations are that you're going in and win this game, but it's not as simple as that. I was just saying before that Richmond have got a past players event, so they're going to get all their old cats around,
They'll be inspired.
or their old tigers around them to be, create some atmosphere.
Yeah,
so they're just not going to lay down.
No, they don't. And they're a team that you know that they're going to fight, they're going to compete, they're going to scrap. The pressure's going to be really high. It's going to be turnover footy, so a lot of transition. They don't have a lot of stoppages, so it can be as you can see, they pushed Melbourne to about three-quarter time last 2 weeks ago, and then they've beaten Sydney as well. So especially at the G, they know how to play the G. So
Now, Das, Sean thinks that if past players are hanging around, that's an inspiration. Interesting perspective. How do you feel when there's past players just hanging around?
well, if Shawnee's hanging around, it's definitely an inspiration. So,
It's an inspiration.
Is it? Or you go, oh, good on you, old timer, and you give him a pat on the back and hand him a beer and go, yeah, you go and sit over there.
Right. They need to get me down to the gym and then all hell will break loose. I'll be on.
What, they have to call an ambulance?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. They know the back will go on me. It'll be a really good game. This kind of sets Freo up for the rest of the season. It's such an important game to get through.
Oh, no pressure.
yeah, exactly. And especially at the G, we don't get many opportunities
Yeah.
to play at the G. So all the boys are thriving for it and really want to get there.
When you play at the G, what are the facilities like? Are the change rooms a bit crap because it's so old, or have they done it up a bit?
No, they've done it
compared
up.
to say
It's
Optus,
bigger.
that's new.
Yeah, Optus is probably newer, but
Yep.
the G's like bigger, and it's the G. So
Yeah, it's got some atmosphere. Yeah.
You walk outside and you see the big stands. And you're like, it's like a coliseum. So it's a great place to play
So this
footy.
is the 42nd time that Fremantle have faced Richmond. The first time was the first game that Freo ever played against Richmond.
Yeah.
Played at the MCG. I thought it was at Waverley, but I think it was at the MCG.
And the Eagles played Richmond first as well. They're
They did too.
yeah,
They really.
it's amazing, isn't it?
So, do you know who kicked the first goal for Fremantle ever in their club's history?
I do know that, but
You don't want to give everybody the answer in case it's a quiz night.
exactly.
coming
That's
up?
exactly what I want to do.
Okay.
Do you
Todd
want to tell us?
Ridley.
Todd Ridley.
Yeah.
Ridley.
Do you know who? So you wear
The
number
name
4
on
for
everybody's
Fremantle.
lips. Yeah.
The very first person to wear number 4 for Fremantle.
Yeah, no. I'm shocking.
Was it not on your lockers and stuff? Did they?
No, you only get if you play 100 plus games.
Right.
Natalie, you've got a great memory. The first person to wear number 4 for Fremantle, which is currently worn by Sean Darcy.
No, I don't know.
Andrew Wills.
Oh, Andrew Wills.
Yep. Look like Gargamel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Das was like, no.
Yeah,
He was bald, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, or very blonde. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What else can I tell you about that game? Who wore 32 in that very first time? Wore 32 for Fremantle, and the very first time that Fremantle set foot on the MCG to play Richmond.
Would have said Peter Bell, but no. No idea.
Peter Bell.
I should have said it.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
We are talking about internet sleuthing.
This is so exciting.
If you know one, it's so handy because you can kind of outsource it.
Yeah. And these people have tricks that you don't even think about. Because sometimes you're Googling the simplest stuff, you can't find it out.
Yeah.
These people have, internet sleuths have uncovered who Martha is from Baby Reindeer, and that was the secret the show really wanted to keep. So we're seeing if the people of Perth have these sleuthing powers.
If there's any guys out there, 13, 24,
Sure,
10, because you did pose the question, Nate.
I would love to find if there is a guy that does this out here, because it does seem like it's going to be predominantly women.
Well, have we found one? Jeremy, hello.
Hey, how are you?
Jeremy!
Are you an internet sleuth?
Oh, a little bit. So it's a little bit of a long story, but I'll keep it quick.
No, I love it.
So 5 years ago, my wife and I were looking for a puppy. So my wife found a puppy online, and she wanted to go and have a look at it. And obviously, we're not leaving without a dog because she's fell in love with it.
Yeah.
We bought this little toy poodle in Karrinyup, and then we got it home, and I was just looking over the paperwork to obviously register the dog, and when you get paperwork, it had the lady's name we bought the dog off.
Yeah.
It was whited out, and it had her name on top, and I was like, oh, that's a bit weird. So I held the piece of paper up to the light, and there was another person's name underneath.
Yes.
So I jumped online. I was like, oh, I'll Google this lady, couldn't find her. And then I was like, oh, I'll just jump on Facebook and see if I can find her.
Yeah.
So I jumped on Facebook, found the lady's name, and it had like a photo of like this little like litter of puppies, toy poodles.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, well, just give it a go. So she was in the Gold Coast. So I messaged her, and I said, oh, look, I've just bought these puppies. Do you know anything about them? She goes, oh, what puppies? And I said, oh, I just bought this puppy, and sent her a photo. And she goes, oh, that lady. And I was like, oh, okay, this is weird.
Yes.
Turns out that the lady I bought the puppy off bought the puppy from the Gold Coast a week ago. I bought the puppy for $5,000. She sold the puppy for $2,000.
Jeremy!
Reselling the puppies.
She's a puppy reseller.
She's a puppy
With a
reseller.
serious markup.
Yeah, Joker, go. Johnny,
So I was like, I thought, oh no, I can't let this lady win. So I messaged the lady I bought the puppy off in Perth and sent her a message and said, oh, I just want to pop round and just say, oh, thank you so much for giving me this dog. And she was like, oh, yeah, no worries, come round. So I went round to her house, and I said, oh, just out of curiosity, where did the puppy come from? And she goes, oh, just my farm down in Southwest. I said, oh, okay, no worries.
Yes.
Okay, well, I just spoke to a lady in the Gold Coast, and she basically, her jaw dropped. She left her husband at the door. She walked off, didn't come back, and I said, I'm not leaving until I get my money back.
Yes.
And the husband just didn't know what to do. He was just caught in a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
And then eventually I got all my money back and the dog.
Oh!
What? So are you saying you got the whole $5,000 back, or
You got
just
the dog for free.
the difference?
No.
Yep, I got it all back. And it turns out I did some searching. I went back on the line in her local neighbourhood and like Toy Poodles Perth or whatever it was.
Yes.
And it turns out that the lady's like a serial dog
Reseller.
She buy dogs on the cheap and sells them for more profit.
Just gives them a new hairdo.
So she's obviously
Brushes their
she did
teeth.
a good business.
Yeah,
she got
she's
me pretty well.
entrepreneurial, yeah.
But not just that, you going back there and then when you present her with that and then you going, no, you're a liar, and then standing there and wanting your money back. I don't have that image, Sean. I don't have it.
Probably the worst bit, and my wife hates me for it.
What?
I didn't know. I thought, oh, it's a bit weird me going back and saying, oh, thanks for giving me a dog I've just spent $5,000 for. So I said, oh, look, I've just got you a little present. So I ended up going with a empty BWS bag.
You were playing the whole...
What a great bait and switch.
Is it illegal to do? Is it illegal to do that?
I tell you what she did.
Because you're upselling a dog, right?
She falsified the papers,
Falsified
so that
the
is
papers.
that's fraud. Yeah. But other
She
than
did
that,
herself
no,
in
essentially.
$2,000.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. The empty BWS bag.
Yep.
Jeremy,
Jeremy,
the
that was
genius, and we
Jeremy,
love it.
They're looking for Netflix is looking for a new series
Yes.
to make. They're calling
That's
now.
it.
They
That's
want to
it.
make it on
That's
this.
the series, 6 episodes
Mate,
right there.
I love it.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Andrew's in Mount Helena. Hello, Andrew.
How you going, guys?
Hey, good, Andrew.
Did somebody sleuth on you, did they? What happened?
They did. A while ago when I got together with one of my ex-misses, we got together and she goes, oh, I did a bit of a search on you before we got together.
Yes.
And she goes, you might want to take down this photo off Facebook. And I'm like, why is that? And she goes, well, if you zoom in over your shoulder, you can see your bank details.
Oh, really, Andrew? That's fantastic. Anyway, how much did she fleece you for?
And it had the angle, and it was like on the table behind me.
I know.
Okay, there are many levels that make this story brilliant. Basically, the fact, I mean, and it's fairly standard these days to do a bit of an internet search on somebody that you have met on an app, for example.
Yeah, that's a fair call.
Yeah, right.
You don't want to get murdered.
But then the fact that she zoomed in enough to see your bank details. I mean, I like that she warned you.
Everything. It reminds me of, you know what? It reminds me of. Remember years ago, someone gave me. My mate was given a phone, and the guy that gave it to him didn't clear the photos, and there was like probably 50 or 60 of the slightly different adjusted photos of a naked photo of him in the mirror. And in the background, he just had strategically placed like a guitar, an eagle scarf, something else, so you can show his likes. And I thought, who the hell zooms into the back of photos like that? They do.
Yeah, they do.
People do zoom in. That is crazy. You got to check everything.
Yeah, that's right. Be careful what you post, everybody. Well done, Andrew. Thank you. Maddie's in Madley. Hello.
Hi.
Hi,
Maddie. Are you an internet sleuth?
I am indeed.
What happened?
Talk us through it.
I had suspicions my ex was cheating on me. And he interested in an event, and he told me he was going to this event and everything. And I was like, okay, no worries, like enjoy.
Yeah.
And then he posted a video, and he was like filming the event, and I saw like this chick's hand get in the frame of the video.
Really?
I was like, okay. And I had quite a few friends that were at the event, and I was like, can you guys like try to get a little closer to my partner at the time?
Yes.
Just like take some selfies around him, just trying to see if he's with a chick.
Okay.
So they did, and I found the photo of her, so I screenshotted that photo, went through his Facebook to see any profile pictures that looked like this girl.
Yes.
Found this girl, and then found out she'd been love reacting his photos.
Yes.
And confronted him the day after, and he fully told me he was cheating on me.
Oh!
Congratulations,
You know what I love
Maddie.
about that is
Maddie.
you sent in a SWAT team. Like, you know what I mean? You were like
That's
you were
right.
watching from the distance, and you got people on the ground, boots on the ground.
Maddie's Angels coming to the rescue.
That is so. Was that just you discovered that all within that night?
Yeah.
Yes, within like the hour.
And then the next day confronted him, and then he says yes, and then the relationship was done.
Yeah.
Wow.
Gee, you can't get away with
I
much
know.
these days.
Maddie, they
I mean,
should
if you're
get
good, you can.
They should get you to be the...
I had like decided that night that it was done. So then the
Yes.
next day, I had such a blunt face, and I was just confronting him.
Yeah.
And
Well, when you can
at
throw
first
the
he was
evidence
trying to
down.
lie. He
Yes.
was trying to lie at first, and then I showed him the photo, and he was like, "Oh,
Good on him.
You should be on Hunted as one of the hunters. You know
That
what
was
you're
so
doing.
good.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was brilliant work. Thanks,
Okay,
Maddie.
let's finish off with Lisa from Sterling. Hi, Lisa.
hello."
Hi, Lisa.
Lisa.
All right,
So
Lisa.
we are here for it.
Are you a
What happened?
sleuther?
Yes. So basically, I used to catch the train every day to work and back home with this guy who looked really cute. And this happened for a few months. We used to also get coffee at the same spot.
Yes.
Now, this was unfortunately a coffee place that didn't really call out the name.
Oh, damn.
They
Damn it.
just handed you the coffee. Somebody just handed you the coffee at the end of the day.
Okay.
One day it so happened that they called out his name.
Oh.
So all I had was a first name. I knew that he worked in a building that was close to me, or rather next door to me.
Yeah.
almost.
What,
Yes.
Okay, so the first name, can we have the first name?
No.
Because if it's a John or something like that, it's harder.
I know,
But,
but-
you know, if it's an Alphonse, it's
Yes.
a bit easier.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yes. So I Googled the occupants of those buildings, like the officers that were in that building.
Yeah.
Looked on their internet profiles to see if his photo may be on there,
Yes.
as well as in LinkedIn, because he was always dressed nicely
Yes.
in, you know, proper suits and pants. So I found out who he was, where he worked, and then a few weeks or so later, he was actually waiting for me at my car in the car park.
Yes.
And yeah, the rest is history.
Wait,
And now-
so why was he waiting for you at the
Yeah,
car?
because he wanted to ask
Because
her
he
out.
wanted...
So, but like,
he was wanting
so
to
he was wanting to ask you out as well at the same time you were wanting to ask him out.
Yes.
So I
we
wonder
met-
what sleuthing he did to get to you.
I don't think he did anything because he didn't know my name.
Well,
but
you knew
I
your
kind of
car.
knew what-
But I
Well,
thought you called the train. What were you doing? What was your car doing in the car park?
in the car park at the train
Oh,
station.
the train
This
station.
is amazing.
That is amazing.
While
Yes,
you were
and marry
sleeping
and
in.
have a kid.
Yeah. Now you
married and
got
got
a
a
kid.
That's good.
There you go.
That's
Sleuth,
wonderful.
everybody. Sleuth hard. It
People
brings
are
people
getting,
together.
I'm sorry, stalking is getting a bad rap. Listen to the happiness.
It's
A lot of happiness.
it's not
is it?
stalking if both parties are willing.
God, that is
Then it's just
amazing,
getting
Sean.
together.
Do you want to become a stalker now?
Well, I just hope it
Sleuth.
works out with one of the 10 people I'm currently watching.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Well, 2024 marks the 16th annual White Shirt campaign in partnership with the Ovarian Cancer Research Foundation. In fact, a couple of years ago, we were able to have Julie Bishop on talking
Yes,
about it.
yes.
Nat. You got involved too? You're wearing a white
get
shirt?
your white shirts from which for everybody. There's 2 styles to choose from this year.
Well, Yelena Dokic has joined the campaign. Good morning to you, Yelena.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Hi, Lena. We all love you. You're great.
I know you are incredible, Yelena.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Well, you know what
Thank
I love is during your commentary and stuff like that, since in your courtside appearances, we've gotten to know you so much more than we ever did during your tennis career, and you've got you can see you've got that relaxed Australian vibe, and you don't really let too much get to you, which I really like, Elena.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. I think that, people got to know me more after my tennis career.
Yeah.
Obviously, because of me, I think more because I told my story and wrote my books and have been open about my experiences. But I love what you just said, that you also got to see me through a lot of my commentary and TV work and on-court interviews. And I love that because I really work hard towards that. And that's my aim also for me to be able to show people the other side of tennis players and bring out something different than just tennis. So thank you. Thank you.
Yelena, can I add to that with the fact that you were able to be invited to do a TEDx talk? I mean, that's pretty next level, isn't
I
it?
would freak out. That's something what I would say yes to, and then 5 minutes before I go, what the hell am I doing, and start panicking.
How was it for you?
Look, it's obviously an honour. That was one big goal of mine, even in my kind of latest book, that we actually finished the last pages and put to print 2 months before I got an invite for the TEDx talk. And I put into the back of the book of one of my big goals is to do a TEDx talk.
Oh.
So I kind of feel like I almost manifested that.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's incredible. But, look, I don't get nervous with many things these days. When you do commentary and live TV and speaking, and you're on a speaking tour and book tours and stuff, you pretty much talk every day for a living. But this I was nervous for, I have to be honest. But it was an amazing experience. I'm so honoured to have been able to do that. Yeah.
Brilliant. Now let's talk about the Ovarian Cancer Research Foundation. Why did you want to get involved with the White Shirt campaign in particular?
Oh, look, it's a no-brainer, really. Again, such an honour. It's my 2nd year in a row to be involved as an ambassador. My grandmother died from ovarian cancer. I think in general, as someone, obviously, who stands for so many issues in society, especially for women, this was something that I really wanted to get involved in, and I'm so honoured that Witchery and OCRF are having me back again. And it's so important because we haven't talked about it a lot, and now with the Witchery White Shirt campaign every year and OCRF with the amazing work that they do, there is actually a conversation that has been started that, look, we don't have an early detection test. The survival rates are horrific. Only 29% of women make it past 5 years.
Whoa.
And we really need the funds. We are close to an early detection test, but it's also the treatment options as well, because it's such an aggressive form of cancer. So we're getting closer. OCRF does amazing work, and Witchery has raised $16 million over the last 15 years. Yeah, through the Witchery White Shirt campaign. So that's why it's
From
so
selling
expensive.
white shirts.
Because all of the proceeds, so all of the gross proceeds go to
That's
OCRF.
amazing.
It's
That's
amazing.
cool.
Yeah.
Yelena, I only found out in the last couple of years that my grandmother had ovarian cancer as well in the 1950s and survived.
Wow.
Which then extraordinary. And I had no idea.
Yeah.
And like I asked my cousins, did you know this? And nobody seemed to know. Like it wasn't talked about.
No, it wasn't.
And for her to survive that and live into her 80s is
amazing.
extraordinary. She's defied the statistics.
Yeah.
Imagine what the treatment was in the 1950s.
Oh, God, leeches or something.
Yeah, I know. And that's the thing. Like I that's now in my medical history because I didn't know about it. But now I do. So the fact that there is no test, the fact that the symptoms are so vague, for some people it's just like some back pain. Who doesn't have back pain?
Yeah, but even some basic things like bloating, which we get all the time as well, especially obviously every month. And it's also been very interesting as an ambassador to talk to also so many other women and girls that actually haven't or don't know that we don't actually have an early detection test. That has been so eye-opening. So that is the first thing: is go, get checked, ask for a scan, or talk to your doctor about it. What you can do to keep an eye out for that, because even just by keeping an eye out for the symptoms or getting your scans, getting your tests, and talking to your doctor, you can even prevent a little bit of that.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's part of the problem why it's so fatal is it's not found till it's too late.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
We love your work, Helena. You can
buy
do
the
that.
shirt.
Buy the shirt. Head down to Witchery, pick up the shirt because it'll make a big difference. Thank you so much.
Buy the shirt. It's amazing because you can wear it with anything. I've bought so many for friends. They love it. And also this year we've got two versions. We've got the longer and we've got the cropped. But just remember, 100% of the proceeds go to something incredibly important that can save lives. We say that this white shirt one day will save lives, and it already is. So please go and get one if you can.
It's having a real impact. Thank you so much for talking to us,
Thank
Helena.
you. Thank you.
You're a legend.
Bye-bye.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun in podcast form.
We're joined by not one, but two award-winning comedians. First up, Tom Ballard.
Tom Ballard.
What did you win, Tom?
I won the Lions Youth of the Year in 2004.
Yes.
And
Tough year
Reese
too.
Nicholson. What did you win, Reese?
I mean, this feels awful. I won I didn't win any sporting things or any kind of charity things, but I did win Most Outstanding Show at Melbourne Comedy Festival in 2022 and then the Sydney one as
The
well.
highest honour.
I wasn't doing the festival that year. I want to make that clear that I actually wasn't in the festival that year, so it was like
Actually,
sort
a lot of
gimme
people
year.
weren't.
Yeah.
A lot of people, there were almost no internationals that year. It was still pretty COVID-y, and I think that's the best. I really made a global health crisis of my own.
It's good.
When we found out that we had an opportunity to speak to both of you, we realised, wait, you two know each other very well. So this is the first time that we've chucked two people together.
Two guests together to fight to the death.
Two guests together.
And Tom, you requested that Reese not come into the studio. That was part of your deal.
Reese is in quarantine in a undisclosed location, which we will not discuss.
Reese,
we cannot be in the same room.
The room you're in looks very
stark.
Yes, it looks like something that the government has given a small charity group to use and doesn't put any money into it.
What's going on there?
Good radio. Let's talk about the room. I'm renovating a house with my husband.
Yes.
Is it still relatable? My second home. We're renovating my second home. Anyway, come to my show. I need money.
Yes, I'll second that
Because I
motion.
need to buy a third home.
Yeah. There's a hole in my heart about the size of a two-bedroom apartment in the city.
I've always I've wanted to be a renovator. I think that's in me to renovate a place. Is it a romanticised process?
My husband does a lot of it. This is the first time I've been
really
here
doing
in weeks.
anything.
How involved are you? Yes. Are you're not. I love
see
you, Reese, but you're
pictures.
not the most masked person in the world. How
No,
involved are you in
no.
the sort of hammer and nail?
All right, Kettle. I mean, you know what? I quite enjoy getting involved in things where, like, anything involving demolition.
Yeah,
I can do
okay.
that kind of stuff.
Right.
Yes.
Like, I was out in the yard the other day with, like, a chainsaw and stuff. This is unrelated to I was having a mental health crisis. But it's the fixing of things that I can't do. That's where my husband, Kyron, comes in.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
happy to smash
incapable.
some stuff up.
I'm very much incapable.
I think we've all seen the block, and you always know which one of you will go shopping and which one of you would stay on site. Are you a handy at all? No. Do you have tools? Do you have tools?
I have my boyfriend.
Careful,
has,
commercial radio in the morning.
I have toys. Is that it?
I'm sure I can hammer a nail into that.
Yeah. No, my boyfriend's quite handy. He's quite he's gay in all but sort of name, I suppose. And so he's very good at fixing all those kind of things. And I just provide snacks.
Why don't you tell everyone what your boyfriend does?
He's a circus acrobat.
Are you serious?
I'm absolutely serious.
Wow.
He does little flips and stuff.
He does.
Hey.
And we're both equally talented and have great bodies.
Okay, so wait there.
That's true.
What's that like? Because I'm guessing, I don't know. I'm just going to say.
Are you saying the great body thing?
No. I'm going to talk about like something that I can't do. I'm going to assume you can't do it either. I can't touch my toes.
No, I'm very inflexible. Can't do anything.
He
My
can
back
do.
hurts.
I'm guessing the major splits and stuff like that.
Yes, he can do that. He mainly does like rope acts and stuff,
Yep.
and he's very good at juggling.
Yep.
But he's like a lot of people stand on his shoulders. And
So what's that like being in a relationship with someone that can do all these tricks and you can't? What's that like?
Well, I have more money than him.
Oh yeah, well, that's good.
So I feel like
That's a good trick.
That is a good trick. We've got comedy on comedy right now. Tom Ballard is in the studio. And joining us from his Renovator's Delight, Reese Nicholson is headed our way. Huge big party congratulations showing at the Regal Theatre May 10. Reese, I like this. You've
Yes.
got your own gin.
Yes.
Created your own.
Me and Melbourne Gin Company
Yes.
did a I think a collab is what the young people with lots of followers
Yes.
say. I know that people kept putting Reese Nicholson X Melbourne Gin Company, and I don't know what that means, but I guess we're timesing each other.
So is it a certain flavour, Reese? What is it?
It's like, I wouldn't say it's like flavoured. It's like a dry gin. It's like good for a martini, and it's got ruby grapefruit and like a small amount of like ginger in it. So there's like warmth. I was about to say on the back end. We've all been there, but it's delicious.
nice.
I really wish that I liked gin. I don't like it.
Gin,
The
I love
taste
it.
is offensive to me. I think it's terrible.
You water it down, though.
See, but what are you
No.
drinking it with?
Yes.
Are you drinking it with tonic?
I've tried it with tonic. I've tried different mixes and stuff like that. There's something just about the taste of gin. It's just not pleasant to me, and I want it to be, because gin is the thing at the moment. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah, gin's in,
it's
baby.
The thing.
I know,
I
but
think it makes
everybody
you
was
feel things
against
when you're
it.
scared of your own emotions. That's what I think, Nathan.
Oh,
Brings
I'm
out
not
the
tapping
tears.
into
It is
that
deeper than that, isn't
minefield.
It is a thing that no one was into because everyone's saying, "Oh, nah, it's cheap, it's nasty," and now all of a sudden it's the thing.
So that's
Quality
what
gin.
attracted Reese to it.
Yeah.
If we could ever,
Yeah,
I mean,
I've
cheap
based a
gin is
career on
nasty.
being both of those things. Thank you very much.
So, Reese, your show, Huge Big Party, congratulations. About your wedding, yeah?
I mean, no, kind of. Tom would know this as well. We have to name our shows
Yes.
Yeah.
well
Well in
before our
advance.
fingies go near the laptop. And the
Oh,
other
wow.
reason
That's
it's
so
called
strange.
Huge Big Party Congratulations is when we sent out my wedding invites, my father-in-law replied in all capitals with no punctuation, "Huge Big Party Congratulations." And I could not stop saying it. You know when like a phrase just gets stuck in your head? And I just kept, well, it's a huge big party congratulations. Huge big party congratulations.
Did you get ChatGPT to do that? That sounds like an automated
No,
response.
I mean, there's a good chance my father-in-law is ChatGPT.
Okay. It reminds me of, there's a guy that used to work with us in promotions, right? And we had to come up with these ideas of things we could possibly do. And I had
like
an idea.
competitions
And I had
and
an idea
events and
about maybe we can go on those mystery flights, get everyone, get all our listeners to get dressed up in fancy dress and not know where we're going, and then land in a small town, go and have lunch, and it'll be a whole big thing. And then we'll just workshopping a name, and this guy's name was Andy, and he goes, actually, wait there, what about something like fancy dress plane ride?
Okay, it's a plane ride with fancy dress.
That happened probably
I mean-
over 15 years ago, and we have not let
It
it
is
go.
what it says, we'll be honest.
Fancy dress
Does Andy
plane
still
ride.
work there, or does he work at like another
Andy's
network
gone
in
up to
like
much
Kununurra
bigger
now?
and-
Andy
No.
now works for big
In LA.
Yes.
Yeah, he's doing great things.
corporation.
He
Incredible
nailed the
branding
brief.
awareness. We heard about fancy airplane
that's-
ride. We we got to get this guy.
Fancy
Yeah.
dress
Yeah.
plane
He started
ride.
working with a guy called Hamish.
Yeah.
You just got told that you were off camera by Sam, our digital
Yes.
content.
No,
person.
he wasn't off
blocking-
camera.
blocking-
He was
you were
blocking
blocking-
my shot.
Blocking that shot.
Remember back in the day, guys? Remember back in the day when radio was about speaking and you didn't have to worry about being on camera? Isn't it amazing, Tom, how far it's come?
I'm sorry for blocking a shot, everyone. I
That's
apologize.
that's
Let's
all right.
shoot this whole thing again. Let's start again from the top. Come on,
So when you were at Triple J way back when, way back when,
Way back when, years, decades ago.
Was there-
Decades
can
ago.
you-
Before it all went to the dogs.
was there a lot of pressure on you to like brush your hair in the morning and stuff?
We were just 2010 is when I started, so I think that's when people were much more conscious about it was all starting, right? This idea of viral content to taking photos and taking videos and that kind of thing, which I resented heartily. I remember Kate Langbrook saying to me once, like, the best thing about breakfast radio is you can go in your Ugg boots, and she used to, like, wear pajamas on air because gave a hoot what you look like, and then it all changed.
And now you're blocking my shot.
Yes, I know. God, I gotta move over here. Sorry, Miss Nat. Sorry, apologies.
We-
Don't look her in the
we-
eye. Don't look her in the eye.
Yeah.
We lived together when you were doing breakfast radio, and what because I was doing a lot of late night stand up, and you were doing, and we were just like ships in a night for kind of like a year almost. But I'll never living with someone doing breakfast radio is because you're on such different schedules. But because you'd have to get ready so early in the morning, I'll never forget. Most mornings I'd go to go to have a shower or something in the morning, and there would be a single banana skin in the bin in the bathroom.
I was very
And it was
busy.
always, it was like slightly, I was like, I hope I understand the semantics of how this happens.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
It's a pleasure to have Jeremy McGovern in the house. He's been our West Coast Eagle for a few years. It's been awesome. He's a great player.
It's because of the enormous amounts of money we pay him.
Yes, and we need to get to know him. He's a business owner these days. We're going to get to that kind of stuff later on, Gov. But I watched the start of the week, and you were taking care of the press conference for the Eagles.
Yeah, spokesmodel.
Did they put you up? Hey, it's your turn to get up there and.
Yeah, it is. It sort of does go in turns, but it also some people get thrown in a little bit more for obvious reasons. But it was my turn.
What I liked about it, Gov, is the way you handled the media. They're coming at you in different angles because they want to get a soundbite right, but you seem to take it pretty comfortably and pretty...
Like a lot of questions like, what do you think of Harley Reid? That kind of thing.
Yeah, and you it's kind of water off the duck's back to you, and you don't really give them... I think they're waiting for some kind of sensationalism sometimes out of people.
Yeah, they're not going to get it from you, are
How
they?
do you play it? What's your thought?
Oh, look, they've got a couple out of me before, but... Oh no! It is. It's just experience, I guess. The more you do it, the more you learn and understand it. But they come at you with the same question in different ways.
Yes.
And that's sometimes I'm like, I just want to say what.
Yeah, literally just answered that.
30 seconds ago. So no, it's a little bit of a challenge with it, but at the same time, you sort of get used to it and figure it out.
It actually, what I was seeing, Nat, it was a great representation of how Gov plays footy.
Yeah.
Because he's not fussed.
Intercept
he's not
marks.
Phased
Yeah.
by the stuff that's going on.
Level-headed.
And this is the bow I was drawing. And I was wondering if that had a lot to do with, clearly a lot to do with your family, but the fact that, you travelled around as a kid and lived out in the country, and you lived a different lifestyle than most that are just brought up in a stock standard way.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any link in that?
Yeah, possibly. I think there probably is.
Deep?
Yeah, it's pretty deep. It's got the real deep noise.
Why
background
are you
on.
like you are, Gov?
I don't know. Well, I don't know. I think it's just like Sean said. It's probably just through experience, I guess. And look, I love footy, but I don't really take it too serious. If that's,
Yes,
I do
it's
take
not
it
your
seriously.
whole life,
don't get me.
though.
No, it's not.
Yes, yeah.
So I get it and understand it, but at the same time, it's not everything.
Yeah.
But you just try and be yourself, really.
You know how you see some players during their career and that, they're great players or whatever, and you worry about what's going to happen to them post-football because you're like, well, they're so big now, and then when that's taken away, what will they be? We don't worry about you, Gov. You're going to be fine, aren't you?
I don't know. Yeah, I hope
You've
so.
already got a business well established. Everything's fine.
Yeah, it's fine for now. Well, hopefully I can keep playing for as long as possible.
Yeah.
But, I've got plumbing, electrical companies outside of footy, which I guess I'm lucky, and also it's something I'm passionate about, the construction side. I was a tradie, obviously, before I got drafted. Not a tradie, sorry, an apprentice.
Yes.
Sparky. And then we, through my best mate, Das, we started the plumbing about 9 years ago. So that's when didn't know if I was going to be on the AFL list.
Yeah.
So I sort of had to start something
plan.
to go, well,
Yeah.
if this doesn't work out and I get cut, I can fall into that. So, and just kept building it since.
Yeah, I'm going to get back to that shortly. The game on the weekend against the Gold Coast Suns didn't work out.
Started
in
well.
coaching perspective, they always talk about it's a midfield war. The midfield seemed to have got beaten up pretty convincingly. Almost the opposite of what happened the week before when you beat up Fremantle.
Yeah, it sort of does start in the midfield for sure. That just gives you the best opportunity to win if you can get on top there. But the boys started really well, and then they're a great midfield. Don't get me wrong. They're Jared, he's not getting smaller. He's the big
He's a
man.
beast.
And poor Bailey was up against it. He's not at obviously first stringer ruckman, so he was up against it. And then their mids, they're quality. They just grind all day, and they did get hold of us in there. But went down. I think the boys' fight was pretty good though, and we'll try and do everything we could.
Now, did you miss your mate Tom Barras? Because it looked like you did.
Of course
because you guys have been the twin pillars of the Eagles' defence for sure.
Oh, of course I miss him.
Yeah.
I love playing with him. He's one of my best mates, so I love playing with him, and it makes my life a little bit easier when he's down there. But at the same time, Harry Edwards, I thought, did really well for his first game. They nearly had 70 odd inside 50s, which as a backman, you start getting north of 50. Your back end is twitching a fair bit, so
you don't get much rest. No,
not a lot. And but I think the boys held up pretty well down back for the amount of supply they got.
This game against Essendon's going to be interesting. Expectations are that it's going to be a really good performance by West Coast, and there's an opportunity to win this game. Essendon have kind of turned their fortunes around in the last couple of weeks, although they had a draw last week as well. So, what do you know about Essendon that can be dangerous?
They've got threats everywhere, really. Same thing, their midfield's really strong. They've got lots of threats up forward and down back. They're pretty sound. So it's a holistic game, but obviously, like we just said before, it probably starts in the midfield with getting our hands on it first, and then from there, if I guess it's played up either end. Hopefully, it's up our end, the forward end. That'd be great, and we keep it up there. But it should be a great contest. They're a good side. They're completely different to last year, and I'd like to think that we're a little bit different to last year as well.
We're talking footy to you, Gov, but we're just finding out a whole array of things you're doing on the side. Not on the side, that you've got to look forward to when footy finishes.
Yeah.
You're talking about your business, which is plumbing and electrical, and the fact that there's growth and stuff like that, but you finding a place to develop and keep the business moving forward in Aussie Park isn't that easy? A lot of people will be going through this.
There's not that much commercial property out there at the moment, especially Aussie Park and Balcataway. So if there's any real estate, commercial real estate guys, please reach out, because we've been hunting high and low for something. So please reach out and find us.
What a great experience, though, for you.
So funny.
Yeah, it's awesome. Looking into all these different avenues.
Yeah, like footy's not forever, for sure. And it's exciting. It takes my mind off footy when it needs to be. So it helps my footy, I think, having something outside just to focus on, and then when I do finish, hopefully I can fall into it.
And of course, you also have the McGovern Foundation, which is a charitable thing that you've got going on that most people don't even know about this. And what you do is amazing work.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's we love it. I actually really love it. I get more out of this than anything. So we've called the McGovern Foundation, but it's named after my dad, who's been...
sure it is.
No,
it's a proud name.
yes, but we help disadvantaged people get their driver's licenses, which sounds very small to a lot of people. But it's actually massive, and one for employment and opportunity in their lives, but more from the social side of things, which we found, and it's just a way for me to give back. And also, it's helps Dad in an area that he's been in for 20 odd years. He worked at Clontarf for 20 years. So he's got a lot of experience in this space, and me and him get to do it together. Obviously, there's a board of people as well who are massive and help us out so much and contribute to it so much. But
so the thrust of it is that it's difficult for disadvantaged people to find somebody to do the 50 hours with that they need to do that supervised driving. So if you don't have anybody in your life that can do that, what do you do? And you can't afford driving lessons because they're expensive.
Yeah.
So this is where your foundation steps in with mentors that will actually help them do their 50 hours.
Yeah, so
amazing.
There's obviously a array of them. Someone with a license that can actually take them to access to a car, 3, the costs. So for us, we take all that out of it, and we have a driver mentor that obviously sits in the car for 50 hours. 50 hours over here. So we take them from start to finish, get their L's, take them through the whole process. It's like a mentorship while you're in the cars as well, and help with opportunities of work and any other small things that might pop up in their lives. So and then from there, get their license.
And your employability rate after that is incredible, isn't it?
A lot of about just over 80% of our participants go straight into work. So
amazing.
That's just for us to try to create opportunity for them to
it's
get into the workforce.
You're literally changing kids' lives. It's amazing.
I didn't realise there's so many people who need your assistance in that manner. Like you've got a huge list.
There's a huge wait list. It's almost it hurts us a little bit because we can't get to everyone. And we want to, because we're obviously not for profit. So we're just trying to
Yeah,
get
you're
as
relying
much
on
funding.
funding.
Yeah,
and
funding's
donations
the
and
biggest
stuff.
thing for us. So we don't like advertising too. That's probably why you guys might not have heard it. We don't want to advertise too much because we can't get to everyone right now. But hopefully soon that'll change. Hopefully the government can come on board, and anyone else out there that wants to help fund us, that'd be amazing, so we can get to them. But there's thousands of people on wait lists, and we get 40 to 60 calls a day.
A day.
Some days,
So how mmany people do you have in the program at any one time?
It all depends on our mentors and stuff, but we'd have between 100 and 200 people sort of rolling through at once.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people, and there's obviously a fair few sitting and waiting, and we want to try to get to them as soon as we can and help them.
That's right. Because it's intervention stuff. This is helping kids, head in the right direction instead of the wrong direction.
Yeah, it's not even kids. Like we've got a couple of 70-year-old people through that.
Oh, they've never had their license.
No, and they've got bills, or not bills, but fines from driving without their license. So a part of our program is also, which is a great initiative through the government, is that if they come on board and actively trying to get their license, you can start chipping away at those fines. Yeah. So we've had all ages. We've had all different types of people come through, and it's rewarding. It's so rewarding.
We take our licenses for granted, don't we?
It's actually really good to hear. It's really great to hear.
Yeah. It sounds small. Everyone,
it
is. You just get your license.
It's a simple thing,
because we're blessed and we're lucky.
Yeah, that's right.
We just get it willy-nilly. Yeah. But for these people who haven't had it for 70 years.
I know, that's extraordinary, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a massive impact, and it's just a good way that I can help give back to the community.
What a positive change.
Yeah, it's great. I really, really enjoy it. It's so good. Tom and my boy Tommy Browse is on the board with us. So
is he? Yeah, right.
He's heavily involved. We got a lot of good people involved in this space, so it's awesome.
Good on you, Gov. Well, look forward to you having a cracking game.
We didn't think you could get any better, but look at you go.
No, it's actually really
I don't
nice
want any praise for it, please. Don't look at me like I'm... No, it's not about that. It's purely to try and help and give back as much as we can.
No, he's doing a
so
great
I got
job.
a great opportunity in the role and the job that I've got, so it's just a good way for me to give back.
Look at him going.
Have a ripper tomorrow night, and you made us all feel better.
I know.
You're rubbing off.
We're better for knowing you.
Thanks, guys.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.